Ron Greentree joining me in commentary is Ethan James from Tiger TV. And Ethan, this should be a good game.
Yeah, great to be here, Pete. Always a good game between these two clubs, especially at Bishop Park. They're often quite physical and ferocious, and of course, as we see the dropout there from East, not a bad one, 40 metres on the fly, and it will be physical today. The North Devils have got a fair few fringe Broncos players in their team, so I'm expecting a pretty tough contest up the middle as per usual.
Yeah, that's right, and that's not a bad hit up once again there by Cleaver. Baptiste, that's acting half, looks one way, then goes the other to the back row, and Chris McLean, who I saw a couple of weeks ago here when North played South, and he had a pretty good game on that occasion. Here's Smith, the halfback. He looks one way, goes out the other, and it comes out the back through Odgren, but there was a slight little knock on there, so there's a reprieve for the Tigers, who have been on the back foot for the first couple of minutes of this game. East to get the scrum feed, and as we saw from that dropout, it went had a good bit of distance on it there, Ethan, but you just see how it just held up in that breeze, so North's running with the aid of this breeze, and it's going to build up, you'd think, with these dark clouds coming through as the afternoon goes on.
Yeah, they definitely got the breeze behind them in the first half, and East will have a bit of a challenge running into it. But they will, of course, have the benefit of the breeze in the second half when they change ends. As we see now, Eddie Tatali working out from his own line. East will be looking to work hard here and roll up their sleeves to get out of their own end. Yeah,
they certainly are, but some good front-on defence there by the North Devils, and a couple of their back rowers getting involved there, along with the front rower in Dunamis Louis, who was the 18th man for the Broncos on Friday nights at Skill Park down on the Gold Coast. In fact, here's very dangerous Kenny Bromwich for the East Tigers, getting it up towards the halfway line, and he played the ball back now to Gibson. Gibson, the kick out of acting half, and not a bad kick as well, although it'll sit up nicely there for Odgren, who looks up, and that's a good chase there by the Tigers, particularly Shane Newman leading that chase there for East, along with Steve Thorpe, who's he's got a lot more responsibility these days, Steve Thorpe. No Mitch Garbutt in the team, and we saw last week East, they overcame the loss of Garbutt in the win over the Burleigh Bears last Sunday afternoon at Langlands Park, and the likes of Thorpe, Grayeski and others are going to have to stand up this afternoon, just like they did last week as North look to run it out of their own half, Ethan.
Yeah, they were strong up front last week. Stephen Thorpe and also Jordan McLean is starting the match now from Melbourne. He's on his way back from injury, and he's starting to play some more minutes there up front for the Tigers. But yeah, a lot on the shoulders of those two, and of course the props on the bench as well, Lefa Hulla and also Liam McDonald. So they'll have their work cut out today.
Yeah, they certainly will. Here's a kick downfield by Angus Cameron, and he didn't really get a lot of purchase on that kick, and it's going to be easily fielded there by Kiernan, and Kiernan runs it up over the 20 before he's met by a wall of North Devils defenders, as we see the Tigers now just struggling a little bit to get a little bit of forward momentum, working it out of their own half. McKenna Gibson here, will he go for a dart? No, he just sends it out wide to McLean, and McLean, he's a big boy, Jordan McLean, and he just runs it up to the 40-metre line. As we see now the Tigers getting it up towards the halfway line, just sorting each other out, both of these teams in the early stages of this game. There's a fair bit of intensity there in those tackles, though, as Kenny Bromwich looks to beat a tackle, then looks to offload, and East into North's territory for the first time today on tackle number 5. McKenna Gibson, he gives the ball to the halfback in Isaac Kaufman, and Kaufman goes, hey-ho, up she goes, and this could land anywhere. Oh, well taken there by the North, who's away, but brought down by Kaufman, the kicker. Need to make those front-on tackles. It wasn't a bad kick in the end, but boy, oh boy, didn't he do very well. Dylan Galloway, who's coming to the team this afternoon for the Devils.
Yeah, well, the old adage of the kick is only good as its chase was evident there. It was a good kick from Kaufman on the last, but the chase wasn't pushing through as Coach Troy McCarthy would probably have liked, and the Devils were able to make some pretty easy territory downfield on the back of that, as East now muscle up in defence.
Yeah, they certainly did. It looked a little bit dangerous there. Smith turning it back on the inside to Cleaver, and that was met by a wall of defenders. A little bit of a bobble in the hands there of Baptiste at acting half, but the referee has caught the Tigers inside the 10, and this is an ideal attacking opportunity here for the North Devils, as we've had just over 5 minutes of play, still no score, the Tigers and the Devils here at Bishop Park this afternoon. Tiger TV coverage of East v North in the Intrust Super Cup. And here's an ideal attacking opportunity here by the North Devils. Baptiste will take the tap when they eventually get the ball.
Wait for it. Go.
Here's Kurt Baptiste. He gives the ball to Jay Aston, and Aston's brought down 10 metres out. This is a big opportunity here for the Devils. Baptiste just holds it up there for Gibb. He's going to be hard to stop from there. Its ball is stripped out. And well, the referee's saying a penalty, but I was with the understanding that they're allowed to strip the ball when when the opponent's going for a try. But the referee has found a penalty here, so North will continue to go right on the attack. Baptiste, Louis now, he looks for the line. Thorpe, one of the East Tigers tacklers there.
He's still got it. Hold it.
He's just short. He's only about 3 centimetres short of the line, rather. As Smith out wide, Ogden out to the centre, Devui, and Devui will score. But no, it went forward, in fact. So there we go. I was just looking at the ball going down, but they ruled a forward pass going there for going out wide to Devui. They just got away with that one, didn't they, the Tigers there, Ethan? Struggling a little bit in that one-on-one defence. They're going to have to wrap up the ball carrier as well.
Yeah, and their defensive line speed on that short side there probably wasn't the best. That was, of course, Lance Morris there in the centres, filling in for Shay Moylan. Probably, you could argue, a little bit out of position there. He didn't quite push up the line. And it was the Miller Devui there who got over pretty easily, but fortunately for East, it was relatively forward. As we see that man Lance Morris now take it off the scrum.
Yeah, certainly plenty of size about this East Tigers side this afternoon, particularly with Lance Morris coming in jersey number 19 to replace Shay Moylan, who's been in pretty good form for the Tigers. And here's McLean trying to make some inroad, but they're just not getting that go forward at the moment, the East Tigers. This has been a very good start for North. That's not a bad hit up though by Bromwich, and he might have been injured here, Kenny Bromwich, and that's the last thing East need. He's a very good player, Kenny Bromwich. And this isn't looking all that promising at all for him. He might have just got a bit of a head clash as he's looking towards his nose, and there's a bit of claret coming from the nose. That's getting a lot of the locals excited out here at Bashup Park, seeing someone's on the ground with a bloodied nose. But he'll be okay, Kenny Bromwich, you would think. He has been a very good player and in good form for the Tigers so far this season, particularly the last couple of weeks, and you'd think that he wouldn't be all that far away from a call up to the Melbourne Storm side, at least on the bench.
Yeah, well, he's been named in their squads through the Origin period. Didn't quite get his opportunity. Now sitting up and hopefully getting to his feet. But he's been a very valuable player for us. His work rate's incredible up the middle, and if he does go off and he doesn't recover from this, then it could be a bit of trouble there for the Tigers.
All right, in this break of play, just reminding you about what we saw last night in the Intra Super Cup with a win to the Sunshine Coast Seagulls over the Northern Pride. Who would have thought? And what about that this year for the Northern Pride? They can be competitive against the top sides, but they've lost to the South Logan Magpies. They've also lost to the Central Comets and now the Sunshine Coast Seagulls. Well done to the Sunshine Coast. A good win last night.
Very well done to the Sunshine Coast. That was 18 to them on their home turf, and it's a great result for them as we see play about to resume. And
boys, come on!
Catch where Kenny Bromwich is. Just the back of play there.
That's right.
With the trainer. So hopefully he'll be staying on the field and resuming his duties at lock.
Tackle number 5, the East Tigers just short of the halfway line. McKenna Gibson to Walker, and Walker kicks downfield, not a lot of depth to it, but it's been allowed to bounce, and the kick, a good result there for the Tigers, particularly with the chase on Daniel Odgen, and Odgen was just left with no other option but to take the tackle. Galloway then gives the ball to Louis, steps one way, goes the other, before he's met by the East Tigers defenders. As Norths, they've been making pretty good yardage so far in this game. 10 minutes gone, still no score. Certainly been all Norths as Louis goes for his second hit up in this set of 6 here for the Devils. As out of acting half goes Baptiste before he's been brought down by McKenna Gibson, but he's been let go. Goes again. Baptiste, he's caught on the halfway line. Here comes the kick for North. Smith charged down, and the ball looks like it'll go into touch, will it? And 6 more tackles. 6 more tackles for North. Well, I just got to say, no matter what team that happens for in that situation, I'll get your thoughts on it too in just a moment, Ethan, but a charge down, I think it is a silly rule that the tackle count is nullified because it rewards poor play by the kicker. If you're a good enough kicker, you shouldn't have your kicks charged down. And if you do execute a charge down, see Brendan Gibb with a nice run and a good offload to Ogden before he's brought down, then you should be rewarded for going to a charge down.
Yes, I totally agree with you there, Pete. If the kicker isn't good enough to get the kick away and there's sufficient pressure on the kicker, it's unlucky for the defensive team if they have to.
Yeah, that's right, as they cut through here. North's weak defence out on the left-hand side of the East Tigers in defence, and the North Devils are in to score the try through Daniel Odgen, and Odgen scores the try. That is a superb try there for the North Devils. The locals are happy about it, and they've opened the scoring here 4-0. 4-0. The Devils lead the Tigers, and that's after 11 minutes of play here at Bishop Park this afternoon, live on Tiger TV. On the internet this afternoon, Tiger TV, and that is a terrific start, though, for the Devils. North's 4 with a kick to come. Tigers at 0, and we spoke just a couple of minutes ago about that defence with Lance Morris out there. Shane Moylan's been doing such a terrific job that the Tigers were found wanting in that situation here, and we see lining up the conversion is Joel Bailey. Right in front, he'll make no mistake with this one. One of the other results from yesterday as well, Ipswich led South 20 points to 6 at half time, but the South Logan Magpies came back and had a 20-all draw. A 20-all draw between Ipswich and the South Logan Magpies yesterday afternoon. And we'll get a couple of score updates as well from the other games that are on today as well, particularly the top-of-the-table clash where Redcliffe are leading Wynnum at half-time. 12 points to 0. 12 points to 0. Redcliffe leading Wynnum. Good start there, Ethan, for the North. They've had all the ball, making most of the metres very easily coming out of their own half, the North Devils, and they needed to convert that superiority that they've had in the first 13 minutes into points, and they've done it very well.
Yeah, they did do well there, and it's a bit of a sluggish started for East. They have been doing the lion's share of defence, I suppose. But, yeah, not the best start there for the Tigers. They'll need to tighten up their defence, especially on that left-hand side where Lance Morris is defending.
He's a man that's been very dangerous for North's Dynamis Louis. Don't forget, too, they've got Scott Anderson on the interchange bench. Is Brandon Gibb going for a run, and he's brought down 12 metres short of the halfway line for the Devils. Baptiste at acting half gives the ball to Louis again just makes another 8 or 9 metres. He's been eating up the metres so far, has Louis, trying to give Anthony Griffin something to think about. You'd think for the Broncos, the kick downfield. It's been fielded there by Thompson, who's got a little bit of room to move before he's brought down by some good defence out wide there by the Devils. Here's Kiernan. He just stops before he gets to the line, and that makes him easy pickings for the likes of Cleaver, who comes in over the top. But the ball goes backwards, and it had been picked up there. Good thinking there by Grayeski, and he got to quick play the ball as well. And that's Tortali, Eddie Tortali, who's dangerous in broken field situation. Well, this hasn't been a bad set of 6. I think more out of good fortune than by design here for the Tigers after that ball went backwards just before. But here's Stephen Thorpe up over the halfway line.
Short side.
This will be tackle 4. They've got another couple left. McKenna Gibson out of acting half. And there's Walker trying to turn it back on the inside, but it's been brought down now and been picked up by Brendan Gibb. Well, they got themselves in a good field position there, Ethan, but just not good enough to execute on that occasion. It would have been very interesting had that pass from Walker, turning it back on the inside to, it was Grayeski who was coming through on the inside if that had worked out.
Yeah, it was almost like Grayeski wasn't quite expecting the pass there from Walker, and perhaps, if I'm being overly critical, it was thrown a touch too hard and touch too quick there for Matt to pick up. But once again, more pressure for East. The last thing they need now to compound all the territory going against them is errors. So they're doing it a little bit tough at the moment.
Yeah, they certainly are, but it's been all Norths in the opening exchanges of this game, and that's not a bad ball as well that was delivered out wide there by Brendan Gibb to the other back rower there, Jay Aston. Now we've got a loose ball here by the Devils, and this will be an East Tigers scrum feed. Well, they let off the hook there again, because in these sort of conditions, you'd think the kicking game of Cameron and Smith for the Devils would be very tricky for particularly the likes of Thompson, Tortali, Kiernan, putting a lot of pressure on the East Tigers back 3. Well, they didn't get to their kick on that occasion, and that's the second or third time that they haven't got to their kick when in good attacking opportunity here, the Devils. So East, I think, are fortunate that they're only the 6 points down at this stage. The scrum will be fed by Kaufman. Just a terrific Intrust Super Cup player is Isaac Kaufman. Rarely lets anybody down.
13, stand. Mark square. Waiting. Go.
McKenna Gibson at acting half. He gives the ball to Grayeski, and this time Grayeski just says, I'll tuck it under the wing and make some yardage. That's exactly what he does. Just short of the halfway line, the Tigers. Now they're up over the halfway line.
Straight up 30.
And that's Ratana. Plays the ball. Leon Panipa onto the field now for the East Tigers. He could be the X factor this afternoon for the Tigers. Big fan of Leon Panipa. And the ball now through Newman. Newman to Tortali. Tortali looks one way, steps back in the other. Very hard to stop from there. And he is over the line. That's a try to the East Tigers. Eddie Tortali, good on his feet. Very hard to stop. And that close to the line with a little bit of room to move, he tends to show up a lot of very good defenders, and he did on that occasion for the East Tigers, and they've hit back against the run of play, you'd have to say. That try coming, and it was terrific work by the skipper. Shane Newman, he just summed up the situation so very well. He could have hung onto the ball a bit longer, and that would have given the North's defensive line a lot more opportunity to react, but instead he gave the ball to Tortali, who he knows has got too much pace for most players in the Intrust Super Cup. He scored the try, so the Tigers hit back. 6-4 they trail. The Devils are in front, but a kick to come here for Cody Walker, who didn't he have his kicking boots on last week at Langlands Park against Burleigh, so you'd think that he might get this one here, but that was a good try by Eddie Tortali, Ethan.
Yeah, he's a great finisher, Eddie. Seen a fair bit of him this year, playing for East on the wing, and you don't need to give him much space, but he knows his way. He knows his way to the try line, that's for sure, and he had a bit to do there. There was the defence coming across from the inside, but he was able to step past as Cody Walker converts. Just. But they all count. They all count.
It just snuck in that left hand upright, and he strikes the ball very well, Cody Walker, with those conversions. So let's start all over again. It's 6 points all. East against North. Scores are tied up at 6 points all. And I'll tell you what gave Eddie Tortali that extra bit of room to move is the fact that the way the ground is, he was running downhill then towards the try line. You do have to run up and down hills here at Bishop Park. Something that I know that Angus Cameron and Matt Smith just love as kickers, because they know exactly where to aim. As we see the Tigers, bit more of a spring in their step now. The East Tigers. 15 short of the halfway line on tackle 3, but this looks like it could be a shoulder injury here to... Just seeing who it is as he gets up. McLean. Yeah, it is Jordan McLean, who's had a pretty good start to the season. McKenna Gibson out of acting half. He's brought down there by Brandon Gibb, and number 17, Mark Bayo, the former skipper of the Devils, is on the field. But they're into North's territory. A couple of tackles to work with here, the Tigers. There's Stephen Thorpe, another good run. 38 metres out from the North's line. Gibson, they're going to go the short side here, East. And the ball put up in the air by Cody Walker. And it hangs a little bit in the breeze. Ogden, though, handles it very well. And he looks to skirt away, but he's been brought down there by some good defence there by the Tigers. North through Galloway, running it out of their own half at the moment.
Red line, hold.
Good start here for both teams. As East fought back after North had all of the momentum in the first 15 or 16 minutes or so of this game.
11 clear.
That's a good point there, Pete, as well. These Tigers, of late, they've been responding well to things that have been going against them in the games. I think that's something that has really... Yeah, and that's a good point there, Pete. The East Tigers have been responding well to negative things that happen in the game, as they often do. But their response to those negative things have often been positive. I think that's a big step forward for the team under the coaching staff at the moment.
Yeah, that's right, because in the past, when the Tigers gave up a try, it tended to lead to another 2 or 3 tries after that, because they just dropped their heads pretty quickly. Ratana, he made a good run there, and here's Leon Panipa, who once again pokes his head through the defensive line. He's over the halfway line before he was brought down. Kaufman passes to the touch judge. In fact, he passed to a little baby who's just leaning against the fence there and expecting the baby to run downfield. I don't know who that pass was to, but it certainly was an absolute shocker there by Isaac Kaufman, who generally doesn't throw in too many like that. But he started to get a little bit of momentum in that set of 6, but it was all brought undone by that pass. It might have been on there for Tortali, but instead the ball went to ground. And Norse will feed the scrum here through Angus Cameron. You wouldn't see that in a month of Sundays, a pass like that from Isaac Kaufman, Ethan.
No, definitely against character from there from Isaac Kaufman. I didn't actually catch it though, Pete, but I'm taking it on your word that it wasn't the best pass there from Isaac.
No, it wasn't the best pass, and here we go. Another referee. Doesn't matter the competition that we're in. If something unusual happens in a scrum, we've got to have it repacked. Sometimes even if they just think they want to have it repacked. Well, they're auditioning to go to Super Rugby, are they? But anyway, here we go. As we see Galloway go for a run, and he's brought down 8 metres short of the halfway line.
One there. Up now. East, have a look.
At acting half here will be Baptiste. Baptiste, they're going down the right side. They know that there's a bit of a weakness down here for the Tigers as we see a loose ball. Will that be picked up by East? It has been picked up by East, and Corbin Kiernan will streak away and score. He'll head towards the corner, and that'll be a try to the East Tigers. He'll run around and put the ball down. Well, there we go. Capitalising on an error there by the Devils, and it's try time for the Tigers. They've hit the front, and they lead by 10 points to 6 with a kick to Cumble. It all happened on that far side of the field there. Some loose play there by Norse. As we said, they're looking to target that left edge for the Tigers in defence, seeing that as a perceived weakness from the Tigers. But a little bit of impatience there by the Devils. The loose ball, and Greg thinking just to get the ball to Kiernan, and we know how quick he is, Corbin Kiernan, who scores the try for the Tigers.
Yeah, it was a great piece of play from Corbin Kiernan. He was all over the error there from the Devils, and he's got a fair bit of toe on him as well, Kiernan. He's only a young bloke, only 19, I think, still eligible for Colts, actually. So the fact that he's playing up here in the Intrust Super Cup against, players quite possibly 10 years his senior, he's definitely showing a good account for himself, and it's a lucky try, Pete, but from a Tiger TV perspective, we'll take it.
Yeah, it was a good opportunist try there by the Tigers, as Cody Walker will look to add the extras. He's got 1 from 1 this afternoon. He's a study of concentration. Striking the ball won't be a problem for him, just the direction. This one hits the post and comes back into the field of play, so no goal. No goal, so it's 10-6. The Tigers lead the Devils. 17 minutes left in the first half. I think, too, it must be said, as far as this turnaround for the Tigers, it's been no surprise that it has come with the introduction of the game of Leon Panapa. He's had about 3 or 4 hit-ups, and each time he's just poked his head through the defensive line. Very dangerous player is Panapa. And here come the Tigers now from the kick-off. 10-6 they lead. Tiger TV, Peter Basoldis and Ethan James here with you this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. As McKenna Gibson will go to acting half. Making heavy weather of it here, the Tigers. This is good defence here by Norse. They'll have good field position after the kick, with that being tackle number 4. And the Tigers 29 metres out from their own line, make that 30. As Gibson gives it to that man Panapa, who looked to offload, but instead goes himself, gets it up over the 40. Kick out of acting half here by Gibson, who slipped as he's about to kick. And this will be a tricky one here for Galloway, but he's done pretty well there in the end, because there was a sea of chasers coming down there from him by the Tigers. And not bad field position here for Norse, but good line speed there by the Tigers. As Bailey is wrapped up, and he's not going anywhere. A bit slow to get to his feet. Still short of the halfway line, as Cleaver's tackled. That's pretty good, considering, from an East point of view, considering where they got the ball at Norse, as we see an offload there by Louis, and then there's another loose ball. Didn't go forward, backwards, says the referee. Tackle number 4, 5 metres short of the halfway line. Baptiste Smith gets it on the out wide. Was it forward? No, says the referee and touch judge. But good defence there in the end. Here's the last tackle. You'd expect the midfield bomb here. And there it goes. Well, it hasn't got a lot of height about it, but it's going to land in a tricky situation for Thompson, but he takes it, and then the defenders coming through by Norse take him. A good take there by Thompson. That's one of the features of this afternoon's game. 2 very exciting fullbacks in Daniel Ogden for the Devils and Corey Thompson for the Tigers. 2 excitement machines in the Intrust Super Cup.
Yeah, they're both pretty lively little fellas. They're not the biggest blokes, not the tallest fullbacks in the age of guys like Greg Inglis and fullbacks in his sort of mould. they're not the tallest players, but both safe as a house and pretty nippy in and around the ruck as we've already seen today.
16, hold.
More so a Billy Slater or Matt Bowen type, you'd think, these two guys. Really someone as young as Corey Thompson, who's been given an opportunity at fullback this year. I know Kev Stevenson was set to be the fullback before he did his knee in the pre-season. As we see a kick downfield, it's going to be easy pickings here for the Devils. And they bring it out through Kieran English. He looks to offload, but can't because the Tigers are there all over him. Out of acting half goes Galloway. And Galloway looked like he was going to be wrapped up and just about where the ruck was, but ended up making a good bonus 6 or 7 metres. Some good leg strength there. Baptiste at acting half. And he sends the ball to Cleaver, but he's been brought down 8 metres short of the halfway line. Good line speed here by the Tigers. Troy McCarthy will be happy with this. It's Norse. Still get it up towards halfway. And that is a very good run there for the Devils as they put themselves in a good position here for another kick. The kick downfield by Smith, and Smith, he just finds the line there. Maybe thinking that his team needs a bit of a rest. Wasn't an attacking kick that we thought was going to be coming there by Smith. But he went for the touchline, and it'll be a scrum feed for the Tigers. And both teams, you just have a look how slow they are getting to the scrum out there, Ethan. They're just glad they can have a bit of a rest, I think.
Yeah, smart kick there from his team's perspective. I think the Norths are struggling a little bit to keep pace with the game at the moment, and the Tigers will probably equally appreciate their rest as well. So, nice little moment here to take a pause in the game. And just on the Stevenson, on Kev Stevenson, I am aware that some of his family members are tuning in this afternoon on Tiger TV. So, a big shout out to any of the Stevenson clan, wherever you might be. Always good to have you tuning in.
And let's say, as far as Kev is concerned, that his recovery is going very well because he's an excellent player and he's been a good servant to the club for a long time, has Kev Stevenson. So, g'day to the Stevensons.
Yeah, and his recovery is coming along well. He was actually running water this afternoon for the reserve grade team, so he's starting to get a bit of movement back into the leg, obviously, and hopefully make a return to the field. Not exactly sure when, but he's on. As we see a break here from the Tigers.
Yeah, certainly it is a break, and Walker's up on the inside. Will they find him? They do find him, but the pass is forward. It's a mile forward. That is a bomb try there for the Tigers. It was Kenny Bromwich who just sliced through the centre of the North Sydney defence, and he didn't really set up Walker all that well, although Walker should have known that he was a little bit quicker than Bromwich and perhaps stayed behind the man. It wasn't a bad pass, but he threw it straight on his chest. He was 3 metres in front of him. They bombed that one, the Tigers.
Yeah, I think your final was actually Leifa Huller there, big number 20, streaking away. I don't know whether he's made too many breaks, the big fellow. But
Might not know what to do.
I don't think he did. He sort of dummied and then threw it after the dummy. He should have thrown it in the first instance, and Walker would have probably been away under the sticks. But he held on to it for a little bit too long and ended up being sort of a gridiron throw forwards, really.
Maybe that tape around Huller's head might be covering that right eye. You never know. Couldn't have seen Walker coming through on his inside. Although, mind you, Ogden did very well as well. Didn't commit himself to the tackle till the last minute. So well done there by the Devils. They got away with it, but East, I'm sure that Troy McCarthy will be lamenting that missed opportunity there for them. And you're quite right, it was Heller that sliced through the middle of the defensive line. Here's a half break, turned into almost a full break here, but they go down that right-hand side. It's been very profitable for them this afternoon. The Devils through Anderson, and he throws a loose pass, but it's been picked up by Kiernan, and Kiernan looks to make a break here for the Tigers. And that'll be a penalty.
At least make an attempt.
Lying all over the tackle player. The locals don't like it.
Mark's not over this red line, all right, mate? Not over that red line, all right?
As we see Kaufman looking to find touch towards the car park.
That wasn't your car there, Pete, we heard, or no?
No, it wasn't mine. Mind you, just judging where it bounced, it probably didn't go too far away from the car, but good attacking opportunity here for the Tigers. Into the final 10 minutes of the first half. Tiger TV, Tigers 10, lead North 6, as we see a good little step there by Walker. And he goes straight through, but then loses the ball as he tried to get the arms free to offload to Haller, who was coming on the inside. It was the reverse about what we saw before. It was going to be Walker to Haller, but he dropped the ball as he tried getting the arms free. Some dangerous signs for North as we see A penalty here for the Devils, and they'll get a piggyback right into the Tigers' territory. Some dangerous signs here, Ethan, as we've seen Walker poke his head through the line. The break there by Haller before Leon Panapa starting to make some inroads. So the Tigers have certainly turned the tables in the last 10 or 15 minutes after the great start to the game for North. Mind you, this is an ideal attacking opportunity here for the Devils.
Yeah, the Tigers can't afford to switch off here or get too carried away with those half breaks. They haven't turned them into the opportunities into points, and the Devils will be looking to strike here.
Yeah, they certainly will. Fortunate not to be penalised there, the Tigers, as they're looking to switch here, North, and here we go through Ogden. Daniel's going to be very hard to stop from there, puts Galloway up on the inside, he's going for the line, and he's been held up. Held up as Galloway going for the line. Some good defence there, some good large defence there by the Tigers, thwarting the Devils as they wanted to score the try. But that was very good play. Ogden, the combination that he had there with Galloway, as we see Mark Bayou there, he's tackled 12 metres short of the line. Baptiste at acting half. Cameron to Smith. To Ogden. Flat-footed there, but then the ball through DeVuey, who then just winds up and heads almost towards the line. He's put down a few metres out. Last tackle. The kick from Smith towards the post, and beautiful take there by McKenna Gibson. He's been everywhere, McKenna Gibson, this afternoon. You probably right in calling his name there, and he's caught the Tigers, the Devils napping there. Fortunate not to be penalised there, Norse. Good play there by McKenna Gibson. Good presence of mind. A very good player. Started off the season on the bench for the Tigers, but he's been very good the last few months.
Yeah, he actually found himself in reserve grade after the first few weeks of the competition, but he's worked his way back into not only the top grade squad, but into the starting hooking spot. He's an incredibly fit player. He's always pushing up around the ball, and as you can see, they're pushing back in defence to take that bomb. So the players I know really enjoy playing with Gibbo.
There's a good run there once again by Ratana. Will Panapa go out of acting half? He does, but he gives the ball to Kaufman. Kaufman back to Ratana. Ratana gets away from one, then another, and they come again through Smith, one of the defenders there underneath for the Devils. Here's the bomb there by Kaufman on the last tackle. It's going to come down. Beautiful take. Kieran English, that is very well done out wide. Did extremely well there. That wasn't a bad kick for a contest, and a lot of sides these days let that bounce, but he backed himself to take it, and that's what you want to see from an outside back.
Yeah, that is exactly what you want to see. You'd rather put yourself in a position to catch the ball than take the risk of letting it bounce. I mean, especially on a ground like Bishop Park, it could end up anywhere, really. So definitely contest the ball if it's in the air, and then if you make a mistake, well, so be it, but at least you're in a position there to actually take the ball.
There's a hit up there for Scott Anderson. And he's brought down just short of the halfway line. Plays the ball back to Baptiste. Baptiste then sends it away to another one of these big boppers that Norths have. And on the last tackle, Baptiste sees an opportunity. Flings it out wide to DeVuey. DeVuey tries to get on the outside before he loses the ball. But it was on the last tackle. And it was touched. So will this be a feed here to Norths? It will be. On the last tackle, the pass went out. It was touched by an East player. The referee says, and more importantly, the touch judge on that far side says it was played at. So, luck's a fortune here for the Devils as they're going to go right on the attack here. It's hard for us to see because we're about 30 metres behind the touchline, and that was right on the other side of the field. But an interesting one there by the referee and the touch judge, and it'll be an ideal attacking opportunity here for the Devils.
It will. We'll have to get the binoculars out to have a look at that one. I'm not quite sure whether there was a touch there, but we'll take the referee's call for it as we see.
Oh, they're never wrong. Eddie Ward's about 5 metres to the right. He can hear every word that we're saying. They're never wrong.
Yeah, that's why I was being complimentary there, Pete. But as we see the Devils now from the scrum, not the best pass out.
No, it's not. And they lose about 7 or 8 metres from the scrum.
Boys, hold, surrender tackle. Go.
As we see Norse right on the attack here. That's Aston. He's brought down 18 metres out from the line, right in centre field. Here come the Devils. Out of acting half goes Baptiste. He's going to look one way, go the other, throws a dummy and scores. Well, what about that? 10 points all. They're about to hit the front. And in the danger period, 5 minutes before the break, the Norse Devils, they strike after they got that fortunate repeat set of 6 from the mistake by the Tigers on that far side of the field when Norse were going nowhere on the last tackle, and then Baptiste, you just cannot give him room to move out of acting half. About 80 metres out from the line, he got the ball, and that was just beautiful stuff to watch by Kurt Baptiste. He's got an excellent dummy on him, and then he's got that good acceleration over about 10 or 12 metres, does Baptiste. That's an excellent try by the Broncos contracted player, and he levels things up at 10 points all. Good try by the Devils.
Yeah, good piece of play there from Kurt Baptiste. As we saw on the set before the Devils had that attacking opportunity, he snuck his nose through on the fifth tackle. It didn't quite come to fruition on that play, but once again, just shows how dangerous he is from dummy half, especially late in the half. A few tiring forwards up the middle, and with this kick, which should go over, that should give the Devils the lead.
Yeah, it'll be 12 points to 10. Should Bailey miss this? Put him down on your sheet already here, Ethan. He won't miss from here. Joel Bailey to put the Devils in front. Takes a couple of looks at the posts. Moves in. The right boot strikes it. And straight over the black dot. Is there a black dot? There is down there. Can you see it? It's only a little one. But anyway, it was right between the posts. And they've hit the front, the Devils. 12 points to 10 in the shadows of half-time. Tiger TV, 12-10. The Devils over the Tigers. Sunday afternoon, Intrust Super Cup Rugby League. Bit of a shallow kick-off, but the ball with Anderson, who just goes right into the line, but a good front-on tackle there by the Tigers. Jolts the ball loose, and they've got an ideal attacking opportunity here, the East Tigers. There's Haller. And he's brought down by Baptiste over the top. One of three Norse players in there to make the tackle. A rare mistake there by Scott Anderson. Here's Gibson. He gives the ball to McDonald. McDonald's brought down, 12 metres short of the line. Gibson to Haller. Haller to Gibson. Running forward here is Newman. And he's brought down. Kiernan at acting half. Walker. Kaufman. Got some numbers out here, the Tigers. A good tackle made on the skipper. Tortali at acting half. Throws it out in front of Kaufman. The grubber into the in-goal area. There's a knock-on by Ogden. The ball towed through. An East player was held out of it. Will this be a penalty to the Tigers? No, it won't be. It'll be a goal line dropout, you would think. What's he going to rule here, the referee? Has he found a knock-on there by the Tigers?
I think there was a slight knock-on there from Norths in the field of play there, Pete.
I was in the field of play. It was in the. You're exactly right there, Ethan. It was Daniel Ogden. So we saw the knock-on. But it will be a feed to the Tigers. You're exactly right, because it was just short of the try line. He was in the field of play, so it will be the scrum feed for the Tigers. And I thought there could have been a penalty coming, because there was an East player held back as the second grubber kick came through after that initial knock-on. But here comes the scrum feed for Isaac Kaufman, the East Tigers halfback. He puts it in, and out it comes out the back through Panapa. Panapa from the back of the scrum goes straight through and will score the try. Willie No's been put down just about half a metre short of the line. There we go, and run out of acting half by the skipper and Newman's been put back. An ideal attacking opportunity here with a minute left in the first half. 12-10 North's lead. As we see a loose pass thrown, and the pressure valve just goes psh, as Norths get that sigh of relief there. The loose pass was thrown. Not often you see Leon Panapa stop from there. That was good defence by the Devils, but dangerous run there by Panapa, who was just millimetres short from scoring for the Tigers.
Well, I thought it was over for all money there, Pete. I'm not quite sure how the North's defence held him out there, and then Shane Newman on the next play from dummy half had to go himself, but doesn't quite come to fruition. As we see now, the Devils go down that short side again and almost make a break.
Yeah, they certainly do make a break as they streak downfield here, the Devils. Are they going to turn possible 6 points against them into 6 for themselves? They've got that 2-point lead. We've still got a couple of minutes left in the first half. As we see now, the Devils, they're right on the attack. Last tackle, 25 metres out, right in centre field. Baptiste, he's been looking dangerous. He looks one way, goes the other, puts the kick downfield, and easily fielded there by Thompson, who's into the field of play by 5 metres for the Tigers. Kiernan at acting half. Takes a little dart down the short side. Dangerous play there by Corbin Kiernan, but he did well. He got down low as the defence came at him. They're stuck in a corner here through Thompson. The Tigers trying to work it out from their own line as the referee's found something. Will it be a blood bin? What have we got?
Tackle 3.
Yeah, it will be a blood bin for one of the North players. Or an injured player back downfield as well.
Yeah, just trying to catch a glimpse of who it is down there. Could potentially be Cody Walker, but we're not quite sure.
I think it's Corbin Kiernan.
Corbin Kiernan, in fact.
Yeah, looks like he's done an ankle. But he's been carried off the field. Can't put any pressure on that left leg. So that will be a big loss. Already down a number of outside backs, the East Tigers. And a good promising player is Corbin Kiernan. And once again, it affects that left-hand side in attack and defence for the Tigers. Already without Shane Moylan down that side of the ground this afternoon are the East Tigers. As we see them throw a loose pass over the top here, the Tigers on tackle 3, but it's been well picked up by Newman.
4, up 3.
Kaufman at acting half. Making heavy weather here of it, the Tigers. Panapa, good offload to Kaufman. And they only make another 2 or 3 metres after the offload, but it is the last tackle, and they're only just out of their own 20. As the kick from Gibson out of acting half, it's going to go absolutely nowhere, but it's been taken and then put into touch. So there we have it. Well done, the Tigers, in the end. They got out of that one very well. Shane Newman did extremely well to get in there, and he saw the opportunity there on Galloway, and he just went, you're going nowhere, and put him in the touch. It was good pressure on Gibson, who tried to do the right thing and get the kick, but out of nothing there, they've got another opportunity here, the Tigers.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say good footy all round, but there was good pressure on Gibson there from the North's defence, and then once again a smart presence of mind there from Newman to realise that the play was still fair play near the sideline, and he barreled him over the touchline. So the East Tigers will get the feed, only about 5 metres in front of where they actually kicked the ball, but it's another set of 6 as we count down inside the final few minutes of this first half.
It is. We're into the last 20 seconds, in fact, of the half. Panapa gets the offload. It's with Thompson. Now they get it out wide here, the Tigers, and this could well be the last play of the half. In fact, it will be the last play of the half, will it? As we see the siren go from the juniors, and this one will follow. As we see the little chip put over the top there by Walker, but it's been picked up by Norse, and the siren sounds in the background. We've been waiting for the siren to sound, and there we go. That was a very long 20 seconds there, but we've got at half-time, it is the Norse Devils 12 leading the East Tigers 10, 12-10. Norse over the Tigers, 2 tries apiece. The goal kicking proving the difference at the moment, but it's North's 12 leading the Tigers 10. You're listening to Tiger TV this afternoon as Peter Basoldis and Ethan James here with you. A terrific game of football we've seen the first 40 minutes. How do you see this game poised at half-time, Ethan?
Yeah, it's been exciting stuff, Pete. I'm not quite sure where it'll head from here, to be honest. The Tigers look to potentially have run out of a bit of energy and enthusiasm there towards the end of the half. So the half-time break will do them well. I'm not quite sure, Pete. 12-10, flip a coin, really. I can't really split the two teams at the moment.
Yeah, me neither. A couple of injuries for the Tigers. Couldn't come back to bite them, you would think, in that second half. Particularly, as we said, their outside backs. Although Panapa can play in the centres. We've seen him do that before. And a couple of the other East players can roam around the park. So they won't be too bad as far as the being able to cover the loss of Kiernan. But that long term, though, is going to be a big injury. As we see, he has stayed on the bench, Kiernan. He's still in the hands of the trainers and doesn't look like a good injury for him.
No, it doesn't. He couldn't put any pressure on it as we saw him come off there just before half time. And as you said, Pete, I'm not quite sure how they reshuffle now. They could potentially push, as you said, Panapa into the centres, Lance Morris out onto the wing, or maybe even Luke Lavelle off the bench, who hasn't had any action yet. They might put him either on the wing or in the centres there, some fresh legs there. So interesting to see how they shape up in the second half when they come out. But yeah, as you said, it adds to an extensive injury list now in the club's outside backs. Of course, Kevin Stevenson, the big marquee signing in the off-season, Jamie Simpson still hasn't tasted any action.
Yes.
When you add in Shane Moylan as well, Ryan Tongia not playing today also, so they're down a few backs.
Yeah, most certainly. Now, as far as the other game this afternoon, Redcliffe 32 are leading Wynnum 6. Redcliffe 32, Wynnum 6. So The minor premiership still well and truly up for grabs after today's result with Redcliffe. They're going to beat Winner Manly this afternoon. That will be a massive result. But this one, there's two teams also looking to play finals football. Norths and the East Tigers at half-time. It is 12-10. The Devils leading the Tigers. You're listening to Tiger TV.
And also I might point out that there is a special offer that Maruka Suzuki are offering to East supporters, and that is with each oil change, Amy, is it that you donate the oil content of the first service free?
That's correct, yes.
And what would that be in round term value? Would that be around $50 value?
50 to 60, absolutely, depending on the vehicle size.
So there's a free offer to Tiger TV and East supporters, and we'd like people to take them up. Only the car that we have for the display club on the 16th of August. And Suzuki Queensland have donated the Suzuki Swift, which is the other car we've got over here on display from you today, as a prize for a hole-in-one on the 7th hole. So we're hoping somebody is able to put the ball in the hole, ace it and pick up the car and win a car, the Suzuki Swift. Well, look, I'd like to thank Amy for coming along today, and thanks especially to Maruka Suzuki and Suzuki Queensland for the support they give us here at the East Tigers. And also I might point out that there is a special offer that Maruka Suzuki are offering to East supporters, and that is with each oil change, Amy, is it that you donate the oil content of the first service free?
That's correct, yes.
And what would that be in round term value? Would that be around $50 value?
50 to 60, absolutely, depending on the vehicle size.
So there's a free offer to Tiger TV and East supporters, and we'd like people to take them up. And also I might point out that there is a special offer that Maruka Suzuki are offering to East supporters, and that is with each oil change, Amy, is it that you donate the oil content of the first service free?
That's correct, yes.
And what would that be in round term value? Would that be around $50 value?
50 to 60, absolutely, depending on the vehicle size.
So there's a free offer to Tiger TV and East supporters, and we'd like people to take them up. Only the car that we have for the display and for the winter car competition is the
Suzuki Alto?
It is the Suzuki Alto GLX Auto. We have 5 winners get an opportunity to qualify, one each home game, and one of those people will be lucky enough to get the key that opens the car and will drive away with the Suzuki from Maruka Suzuki. So I hope you're here on that final day for the winner car, Amy.
Absolutely, I do too.
Amy, thanks very much for coming along. Good to have you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
More than enough, you can't understand and it's tough. I've got these bombs on my left, I've got bullets on my right. Darkness is everywhere, and will I ever see something like? Things just went on too fast, and all these years that go by. Memories make me smile, memories make me cry. I have no control of where they want me to go. I'm just letting you know. I'm coming home to you. control of where they want me to go. I'm just letting you know.
Second half action about to get underway as the Devils running through the right of screen here in the second half, and the Tigers with the aid of that breeze, which died off a little bit in the latter stages of that first half. The Tigers will be hoping that it certainly picks up as the Tigers with first use of the football in the second 40. Of course, they're down at least one player, the Tigers, through Corbin Kiernan, who's out injured. Now, I'll give you a couple of minutes here, Ethan, just to see how the Tigers have lined up. But at this early stage, it looks like Leon Panepo has shifted to the centres for the second half for the Tigers.
Yeah, having a look here on that left edge for East, it looks as if Leon Panepo is playing in centre, and Lancey Morris is out there on the wing. As we've got some paparazzi taking photos of us here as we commentate.
Yeah, it's a bit of a novelty factor, seeing a commentary team at the Intrust Super Cup, but terrific. Well done to all concerned at Tiger TV. Doing a great job in putting this together.
20 up.
As we see Norse with their first use of the football in the second 40. Running it out from their own line.
14, stand. Hold.
10 short of halfway here, the Devils.
Up now.
Tackle number 4 for them.
Holding.
Bit of a slow play, the ball, and that could be a bit of an injury here too for
5 lost.
Jared Wallace, I think.
Jared Wallace, yeah. Came on the field in the latter stages of that first half. Here's a penalty taken without the ball as the referee, what's he ruled there? But a penalty here for the Devils, and that was very late in the tackle count. The Tigers, some ill discipline there, but we'll see the time off here for the injury to Jared Wallace, who doesn't look in a good way, and I'm no doctor, but considering where he's grabbing, looks to be a right angle injury here for Jared Wallace. He's grabbing at that ankle, so not good here for Wallace or Norse in particular, and of course the Broncos as well, with the young forward coming through. He's tasted NRL experience so far this year, and he's trying to put a bit of pressure on it. He's limping around, and he's going to try to stay on the field here. The more he walks on it, he's moving a little bit freer, but I can't see him staying on the field all that long. Just having a look at him at the moment.
We might be able to walk it off, as they say. But it was a lucky penalty there. Well, perhaps not a lucky penalty, but a penalty nonetheless there for the Devils. And the East Tigers, they can ill afford to have another sluggish start to the half as we saw in the first half. They'll have to be on the ball here as we see Mark Vayu take it forward.
Yeah, he certainly does. He gets those legs pumping. Vayu. Heller in there as one of the tacklers. Yeah, just out here on the left-hand side for the Tigers. Lance Morris on the wing, and Leon Panapa is playing in the centre. He's also defending out here, as he usually does anyway, is Cody Walker, who defends out wide. But this is a good attacking opportunity here. Vayu to Anderson. Dummies one way, takes a line on himself. He looked to throw the pass, but wrapped up. Here's Baptiste out of acting half again. Is he going to score the try? He's brought down just short of the line. Just short of the line. Referee says get up and play the ball. He was agonisingly close to the line. There's Vayu. The Smith. Here's Smith. He dummies to Devui. Then gives the ball to Ogden. He's going to be hard to stop from there too, but a good tackle coming in from behind by Panapa. Ogden just short of the line. The Devils, they'll be looking to extend their lead here on the last tackle. You'd expect the crossfield kick, or will they kick towards the post? Here's the ball with Smith. He does kick towards the post. It's hit a Tigers player, comes down, and it's been cleaned up there by McKenna Gibson. Good play there by not only the Devils in attack, but also the Tigers in defence, although the referee has found a knock-on here, and it will be a scrum feed to Norse. Well, have they got away with one here, the Devils? Because it looked like it might have just been ricocheted off the kick, although the referee says the ball was played at, and it will be the scrum feed here for the Norse Devils, Ethan.
Yeah, more defensive for the Tigers, but they did well to hold out the Devils in that set. Kurt Baptiste went within millimetres, must have been under the posts, and then the other shift on the back line there, Corey Thompson covered it pretty well, but more pressure here for the Tigers.
Yeah, it certainly is as Smith feeds the scrum. Will he go the blind side? No, he doesn't. He goes the open through Cameron. And now the pass coming around through Ogden, who is just dangerously just lurking there, looking for the football like a good fullback should. That's tackle one, and they're 10 metres out from the line. Louis heads towards the line, and he's brought down. I think could be some danger signs here. Look at them stacked up out here for the Devils, including Mark Vayu, who's going to get the ball on the burst here. No, they instead turn the ball on the inside to McLean, and McLean's brought down. 8 short of the line. Baptiste holds it up for Anderson, and Anderson will score the try. It's Scott Anderson who scores the try for the Norse Devils. Well, didn't he hold that ball up so very well there, Kurt Baptiste? He looked as if he was going to continue to head out wide, but instead he dummied, he faked the pass on the outside, and running a terrific line on the inside was Scott Anderson. A good start to the second half for the Devils, and they've extended that lead. They lead now by 16 points to 10 with a kick to come, and it'll be Joel Bailey to convert the try. But that was a good, hard, solid run there by Scott Anderson. So hard to stop, but take nothing away too from Kurt Baptiste. He surmised the situation, and he's really taken this game by the throat here this afternoon, particularly in this second half. Unlucky from his point of view not to score a couple of minutes ago, but he laid on a try there for Anderson.
Yeah, and that's the Broncos connection there in the Devils outfit, the Baptiste on to Anderson, and Anderson he'll be looking for a big game this afternoon. There was of course the injury to Corey Parker for the Broncos on Friday night, and also the possible suspension for Ben Teo. So Anderson will be looking to push for a first grade spot, and well, a try will only help his cause, especially with a surge like that, as we see now the kick from right in front.
And no mistake made there by Bailey, who keeps his good record intact this afternoon. He has 3 from 3, and the Tigers now, they're like the boy with the wheelbarrow. They got the job ahead of them. They trail by 8 early stages of the second half. It is 18 points to 10. The Norse Devils leading the East Tigers, as McKenna Gibson looking to get things underway again for the Tigers. Beautiful sunshine here this afternoon as we see a Virgin Airlines flight taking off from the nearby Brisbane Airport, heading to Sydney. That's what do they call Virgin Airlines flights, guys? Anyone know? But anyway, DJ DJ 502 to Sydney. Just taking off, running on time as all Virgin flights do. G'day to Roger Lindemann, who's tuning in to Tiger TV this afternoon from Virgin Australia.
Mark square.
As we see North through Vau. He's brought down 11 metres short of the halfway line. Baptiste looking for a 40-20. And the kick downfield, but the ball heads towards the centre of the ground after it took a bounce there away from the sideline. Although never really went close to the sideline to get the angle on it that he wanted there. But this is a good little jinking run here. Didn't make a lot of yardage though, did Thompson, but he did very well to cover up the football. As we see the Tigers trying to work it out from their own half. 8 points down. North's 18, Tigers 10. Good front-on connection there on Liam McDonald. It was a good tackle by Anderson, who made the initial contact. Baptiste in there as well. Anderson comes in, makes his second tackle of the set of 6. He's had good involvement since he came on the field. Dynamis Louis also in there as well for the Tigers as a skipper. Looks to go across field.
I think that's
In fact,
Lavelle,
it was
actually.
Lavelle. It was
Yeah.
Lavelle, you're right. It was Lavelle.
On the field for the first time this afternoon. The Tigers looking for a bit of injection up the middle, and they're making heavy weather of the forward progress at the moment. As we see now, Ogden, I think it is making a half break.
Yeah, it certainly is. Daniel Ogden, not for the first time this afternoon, evades the initial defence as Louis. A big run by Dynamis Louis. He's heading out towards the touchline on the far side of the field, but that was a massive run there by Dynamis Louis. Good play there by another one of the Broncos' contracted players here for the North Devils. They're into East Territory. Looking good here, the Devils. The early stages of the second half. And there's Vau. He's brought down. Baptiste will go to acting half. Looks to give the ball to Anderson. Anderson, another good run by Anderson, but he's been driven back there. Panipa, one of the tacklers there for the Tigers. Baptiste at acting half. On the last. Slow play the ball by Anderson. Smith now with the ball. And the crossfield bomb heading towards the corner. Morris underneath it. Well, he didn't know where to go, Lance Morris. Didn't get a touch on the football. And that will be a changeover on the last tackle. Well, he was all at sea there, Lance Morris. They did the right thing and kicked to his wing because he's certainly not a winger. It's not his fault that he's out there. He's there more through necessity, not through wanting to be out there. He more likes to be that wide-running back rower, but through a couple of injuries to the Tigers, that's where he's found himself this afternoon as Jordan McLean comes onto the field for the East Tigers after he had a rest for a few minutes before the end of the first half. He's out there once again for the Tigers. 8 points down against North, who have been very good the early stages of this second half as we see the kick downfield by Walker. Now this could take off, and will it be a 40-20? No, I tell you. You can hit one of those craters here, and it could just take off towards the sideline. He's unlucky there. He hit the upslope instead of the downslope there, did Walker, but he was under a lot of pressure. And in that area of the ground, you need your mountain climbing boots in some areas because it's certainly very much up and down. And nearly a 40-20. That's what they need. They need something. They need a spark here, the Tigers, because Norths are all over them at the moment, the early stages of the second half.
Yeah, it was a near thing, that 40-20 kick. You probably hit the wrong part of the ground amidst all the contours as we see the Devils now pushing through the middle. The Tigers struggling to get back on side as we see Baptiste again out of dummy half and looking to inspire something to Ogden.
Yeah, short ball to Ogden there. Unlucky not to be penalised there, the Tigers, because a few of them are inside the 10. Here comes the kick through Cameron, and flying through will be the North swinger who drops the ball. Oh, it would have been a near thing there for Galloway. Great kick there by Cameron. Hasn't he got a good kicking game on him? Angus Cameron, the 5'8 for the Devils. Of course, playing 5'8 for North in the last few weeks has been Lachlan Miranda, who we saw for the Broncos play on the wing on Friday night.
Yeah, so they're doing well to adapt there without Lachlan Miranda. It was a good kick cross through from Angus Cameron, and we spoke before about the importance of contesting the bombs there. Corey Thompson didn't seem to want to have much to do with it and ended up in the arms of the Devils winger there. So a lucky break there for East. And they'll need to find, as you said, Pete, before, need to find a bit of a spark here.
Yeah, good run there by McDonald. Now Gibson out of acting half as well. He's get the ball jolted loose. Now, what will the referee rule here? He's just ruled a knockback. Said it wasn't played out by a North player. It was jolted by the hip of a player. On tackle 4 is another attempt at a 40-20, but it won't even be a 40-30 because it'll be picked up there by Kieran English, and he is just monstered there by the Tigers, and Leon Panipa puts some sauce on him and eats him for lunch. That is a very good tackle there by Leon Panipa. He ate him up like most people eat a sausage roll there, did Leon Panipa. That was very good defence, forcing Norths back, although they're starting to get on the front foot again here, the Devils.
Yeah, it was a good combined tackle there from Lancey Morris and Leon Panipa. That's the one benefit of having 2 back rowers out there on the fringe. They definitely don't tackle like wingers. It was definitely a back rowers tackle, that one.
Yeah, he certainly was. I'll tell you, they could cause some havoc with the ball out here, these two. Might be a bit susceptible under the high ballers. The inside ball went for Ogden, and it was brought down very well by McKenna Gibson. No one at acting half, though, for Norths. Elementary error. That could be the change that East need, because Norths were looking good there towards the back end of that set of 6. As we see, not much happening there from that first tackle. As Grayeski was brought down, they looked to shift it early here, the Tigers. Tackle 2, 5 short of the halfway line, right in centre field. Gibson comes back to the left. Into North's territory, almost seemingly for the first time this half, even the Tigers into North's territory. As we see one of the biggest centres going around size-wise, certainly not height. Redcliffe have got Panipa covered, but Grayeski goes on an angling run, puts in a grubber kick. Will he regather? No, it won't, but it'll be a knock-on against Norths. No, he's ruled knock back. Well, how did he get a knock back out of that one, Chris Butler? I will never know. That was right in front of us. How do you get a knock back out of that one? He's facing the Tigers' try line, and then he drops the ball, and this will be a penalty. High shot.
Yeah, that's a good question, Pete. I'm not quite sure how he ruled knock back in that instance. It was an unusual play there, though, from Grayeski to grab a kick ahead on an early tackle, but it did look like a knock-on from where we were.
A couple of sly comments here from the crowd just near us.
It's all good fun.
Probably don't like what we had to say there.
It's all healthy banter from our perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Norths on the attack. We don't have the soundproof booth, otherwise we might say what we really think. Good afternoon to all the Norths fans listening this afternoon on Tiger TV. Your side is on fire in the early stages of the second half through Baptiste. Baptiste to Vau. When he gets those legs pumping, he's very hard to stop. He's got a good offload on him too, and we saw it there as well. And Cameron's brought down just short of the line. Mark Vau, he's one of my favourite players in the Intrust Super Cup. And there we have the loose ball. And will the Tigers try to turn defence in the attack? No, they can't. The scrum feed here for the East Tigers. Mark Vau, very hard to stop from there. Got the good offload away, but it was brought down by Chris McLean as he was destined to score the try. In fact, the goalpost certainly wasn't his best friend there as he was running that line in towards the post and just dropped the ball at the last moment. Let off there for the Tigers.
Yeah, the goalpost was pretty much the 14th man on the field there for East. But I'll tell you what, the Tigers are just hanging on by the skin of their teeth at the moment. The Devils have gone close probably 3 or 4 times already in this half, Pete. So that, as we said, still looking for that spark. Cody Walker nearly got that 40-20. But they'll need an inspiring surge from someone here, I feel.
Well, they've got the ball here, the Tigers, but they're certainly a long way away from the try line. In fact, they've got 85 metres to negotiate here, the Tigers, and they're making heavy weather of it at the moment. They need a couple of the forwards to just roll the sleeves up and say, give me the ball, and to go downfield, but credit the North's defence. They're just aiming up in numbers here this afternoon. And there's Vau and McLean once again in there very strongly over the top. They're going to kick early here, the Tigers, and it's not a good kick there by Walker, and it'll be fielded there by Galloway, and this will be an ideal attacking opportunity here for Norths as they're going to have first tackle 6 metres short of the halfway line, right in centre field. They kicked early the last 3 times they've had the ball, the Tigers, trying to make use of a breeze that they thought was out there, but it's disappeared, the breeze, and the kicking game from the Tigers early on in this second half has been pretty disappointing from their point of view. 16 minutes gone, 23 to full time, as we see a very good pass over the top, and there's DeVuey, and DeVuey's brought down by Morris.
Good tackle there from Lancey Morris. Had to be made. There were men on the outside as well.
Yeah, he wrapped up the ball very well. Baptiste looks to go the open, then goes the short. Ogden drops the ball into Walker. Walker is very dangerous from there, but he's been brought down. It was a near thing there for Ogden, but Walker did so very well. He was all over him, as Ogden, the North's fullback, dropped the ball, he dropped it into the arms of Walker, who tried to streak away, but he couldn't. Panapa. He'll play the ball to Gibson. As we see them try to shift it, but then not much go forward here for the Tigers. They're battling a little bit at the moment. A couple of players on haunches. Here's Gibson, who's trying to spark something. And there's Kaufman, who just throws, well, a silly pass, and it's been knocked on there. Kaufman, he's thrown a couple of bad passes this afternoon. We're not used to seeing that from Isaac Kaufman.
I think it's just good pressure from the North defence, Pete. They're really pushing up on him, not giving him any time to think or any space to work with. So it's good defence from their part, and the Tigers once again defending inside their half.
Yeah, they certainly are. Time off, says the referee.
As he gives him a bit of a lecture at the scrum.
Yeah, another one.
Another one.
Just let them pack it, guys. I want to see this North's backline in action. They've got a deep backline set here, out to the right. Will they look to test the Tigers early? No fullback at home either for the Tigers. Will they look to have an early kick? I like that option from a scrum, but the sideways run, the angle run out of the scrum there by Galloway. Smith at acting half. Here comes the short side. As we see the dart downfield by McLean. And McLean's brought down 30 metres out from the line. North. They can make it extremely difficult for the Tigers. It's already a tough ask for the Tigers to get back into the contest, but they can make it really difficult for them here this afternoon. That was a good initial offload by Louis, and the ball finds its way out to Ogden, who looks to beat one, beats another, and drops the ball. Picked up by the Tigers, who are going to look to run it out of their own half once again. Well, a little bit of impatience there on tackle 3 by the North Devils. They look good. Ogden once again chiming in, but that was a fairly impressive offload too by Dynamis Louis. He's had a very good afternoon this afternoon for the Devils, particularly some of those hit-ups he's been making 10 to 15 metres every time he's had the ball.
Yeah, and from my campaign, I don't think he's gone off this afternoon either. I think he's played the full match to this point. But it was a great crunching tackle from Shane Newman there to force the ball loose. And East, well, once again, they're trying to work it out from their own end, as has been the case this whole second half. As Gibson, of all people, now takes the head up.
And no runners, not many options here for the Tigers. They're going to have to rely on a mistake, you would think, by North to get back into the game. There we go. There's the first time this half that someone's at least poked their head through the line. On the last tackle, the kick from near halfway, and it's the first time in a while they've got to the last tackle, the Tigers, but an ordinary kick there. Kaufman finds Ogden, who is crunched there by Lance Morris, but he's a tough customer here, Daniel Ogden. And he gets up and plays the football. DeVuey, he's tackled. Here's Galloway going for a run, and he's brought down 5 metres short of the halfway line. Tiger TV coverage of this afternoon's Intra Super Cup game. Peter Basoldis and Ethan James here with you. North's 18 leading the Tigers 10. 5 metres inside Tigers territory. They'll play the ball here, the Devils. And that is a very good hit up there by this North's back row, have been absolutely sensational this afternoon. And that time it was Jay Aston. Now the kick has been put downfield. It's going to be a difficult one here to pick up for the Tigers, and they do very well. And equally, good chase there by North. They're all over the Tigers at the moment, Ethan, just out enthusing the Tigers team. The Devils, you can just see the way they're numbering up here in defence. The Tigers, that's tackle 3, and they're only 12 metres out from the line. Make that 11 metres out from the line. Panapa. He goes the only way he knows, and that's forward, and he's over the 30, Panapa, before he's brought down. That was a better run. Tackle 4 here for the Tigers. They're looking to switch it early. Catch North snapping, but North's defence just too strong out there on the last. 12 metres short of the halfway line. The ball eventually finds its way to Isaac Kaufman. And Kaufman kicks the ball downfield, but it's going to be easy pickings there for Ogden, who throws it right over the top to English. And English has been brought down. It's been stripped, but 2 men in the tackle because the strip was on, but then Lance Morris. Now we've got a few little afters, a few punches are being thrown in here, 3 little pushes are being thrown here. DeVuey gets involved, and Panapa getting involved there for the Tigers as well. The referee says time off. Might have a listen to see what the referee has to say here once he calls out a couple of players.
I've just got 6 running in from North, which is that call I gave you. Didn't
Getting the report from the touch judge.
No worries.
he got himself in there.
11 and 6. 11 6.
All right, who's he going to call out here initially?
Oh, sorry. North 6.
11, North 6.
So that's Angus Cameron
He's running in.
for the Devils.
We have an incident like that, mate. I don't need guys running in from the other side of the
And
field
it'll
to get
be
involved in it.
Matt
Okay? Make sure you
Grayeski
stay out
will
of
be
it.
called out
Kelly's still going
by
in for the strip. Shay.
for the Tigers as well.
Same for your blokes, right? I don't need guys running in.
Shane
there
Newman's
getting
been
involved
called
in
out
that
there.
stuff, right? Huh? Yeah. No, it's North penalty, mate. It's a good one.
North's penalty. It'll be a penalty to North.
I'll give them both the warning, same one.
Presuming for the initial strip on the ball carrier. I don't think there was too much in the scuffle afterwards.
Mate, you got the penalty, let's worry about it.
Yeah, just a word to both skippers, just saying, hang on a sec, guys, just settle your troops down. But it was all about timing there. The strip was on, and Morris, unfortunately from a Tigers point of view, came in and put his hand on the tackle player before the strip had been affected, meaning there were 2 in the tackle. So good call there by Chris Butler. They got that one right.
I think you're back on side with all the non-supporters around us, Pete, after that comment. So.
Well, they did get it right. Credit where it's due to Chris Butler.
Indeed.
7.
Dynamis Louis, credit where it's due once again for him. And Kurt Baptiste, now on the back of that good hit up there by Louis is Norse.
Oh,
Look to make things very difficult here with a quarter of an hour to go for this game here at Bishop Park. 18-10, Norse over the Tigers. All the possession, field position here for Norse.
5 last, let go of the legs.
Last tackle, 10 metres out. Baptiste out of backing up. He's caught him napping. He throws the ball out the back and it's been knocked on, has it? No, knocked back, the referee says. And knocked on. He eventually caught it right. Knocked on. When he said knocked back originally, I thought, hang on, what game's he watching there, Chris Butler? We can turn on him very quickly. He made a good call 2 minutes ago. He nearly made a shocker there, but the whisperer from the touch judge into the flag. The touch judge down there on this side of the field, Ron Greentree, said, knock on. And
There are a few East supporters saying knock on around the ground as well, I think, with that one, Pete. As we've seen now, McKenna Gibson, that is taken up for Nami off, and he's got away to Tatali. Tatali's away.
yeah, he certainly is. He's up over the halfway, over the 40, heads towards the 30, gets around Ogden, but Ogden did well because he slowed him down for Gibb to come through and make a cover defending tackle. Here come the Tigers through Ratana. Ratana goes one way, then the other, and this is a good run there by Ratana. Now comes out the back here for the Tigers through Panapa, and Leon Panapa will score the try for the Tigers. Game on here, folks. Tiger TV this afternoon. It's a 4-point ball game. Norse, through all their field position, all their possession, couldn't ice the game. They could have got out to a 14-point lead, but that was a very strong run there by Leon Panapa. We thought he was going to get a try in similar circumstances in the first half. He was brought down. Nothing was going to stop him that time.
No, nothing was going to stop him, and set up by the break there from Eddie Tatali. McKenna Gibson poking his nose through from our dummy half, and then Tatali in support. Stroke it, got into the clear. And then they swung it wide to Panapa, and that's the resilience I think that's in this East team at the moment. They were defending their line. They defended their line for essentially the first 20 minutes of that half, really. And then to turn that around, make a break, and then capitalise with points, I think that's the sign of a good footy team anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Ethan, as we see the sideline conversion here. Now he's going to have to run up and down 2 or 3 hills here in his run-up, Will Cody Walker, at that area of the ground. He looks down on the ball. Study of concentration. Moves in. Left boot strikes it. It's coming around very nicely. I'll tell you what, he's kicked it. That is a beautiful kick there by Cody Walker. He ran downhill, then uphill as he struck the ball, and he put it straight over the black dot. That was absolutely sensational. You've got to be good to put it over that very small black dot here too at Bishop Park. It's 18-16. Norths over the East Tigers, 18-16. Tiger TV. 16 minutes left on the clock as Norths restart things here this afternoon. Oh, nearly getting in each other's way there was Thompson and Gibson, but Gibson says, give me the ball. And Dave Heller eventually receives the ball from a hit up. And Anderson lying all over him there. He was looking for a penalty. And here comes an offload here by the Tigers. And they're away again through Walker. Up over the halfway line. Over the 40. Steps one way. Goes the other. The cover defence comes back at Walker. But there are 6s and 7s here, the Devils. They got players offside as well. Then here comes Panapa again. At acting half is Kaufman. He's played plenty of hooker throughout his intra Super Cup career, has Isaac Kaufman. That time he doesn't score a try. As we see the Tigers, they're agonisingly close. Last tackle. They're going to go the open side. Steps one way, then the other, and straight through they go. The East Tigers to score the try through Cody Walker. He started the movement early on in the set of 6, and he finishes the movement. And who would have thought 5 minutes ago that this would be the case? The Tigers have hit the front. They lead by 20 points to 18, Ethan. Tell us about that try.
I was jumping out of my seat with that one, Pete. I'll tell you what, haven't they come to life in the last 5 minutes? The Tigers, Cody Walker, one of the informed halves players in the Q Cup, to be honest, the leading East try scorer for this season. Great solo effort there. He made the initial break and stepped through to get the try. And all of a sudden the Tigers fit the lead. Quite remarkable, really.
Well, it is amazing. I thought Norths were just about there this afternoon. The North Devils are up 18 points to 10, but this Tigers team, they just keep coming at you. Aren't we in for a great last 14 minutes or so here at Bishop Park this afternoon? It's the Tigers up by 4 after the conversion, which he won't miss this one from in front. I don't think even I can put the mock on him. I can generally stop Farlap or Black Caviar.
But not Cody Walker in form like this.
No, that's right. As we see another Virgin Airlines flight go out from Brisbane Airport.
You're getting itchy feet there, Pete, after the Olympics soon, mate.
Yeah, head off on Tuesday. Left boot strikes it from Walker. Makes no mistake. 22 points to 18. 22-18. And still anybody's ball game. But those two tries coming out of a couple of breaks. They've capitalised on those opportunities that they've had. And Norths now, even though they've had most of the field position, most of the possession throughout this second half, they face themselves chasing this game. There's the kickoff. The ball hanging in the breeze. Gibson takes it. And he's going to take the tackle there by Smith. The Tigers now. There's Lavelle. Diagonal run into the teeth of the North's defence. He was tackled there by Anderson. And they're coming up in numbers once again here, North. They would have got a rocket down in the in-goal area before. But that's Ratana who was brought down. The Tigers once again just almost poking the head through was Panapa.
I tell you what, hasn't Leon Panapa come to life as well? Playing out on the wing, not making too many tackles in defence. He's saving all his energy for attack, and he's doing it well at the moment.
Yeah, he certainly is, and there's a good tackle by Ratana after not a good kick downfield. It was fielded by English and Ogden rather. Daniel Ogden with the ball. But he's limping a little bit in back play. Here's Daniel Ogden, who's been magnificent for North this afternoon. As we see, evading tackles is Cameron, and he's brought down into East Territory. Good attacking opportunity here with tackles up their sleeve here for the Devils. Baptiste to Anderson, and Anderson's been put down by Haller. 11 metres into East Territory. Gibson was there as well as Baptiste. Looks to go down the short side, and with the ball there is Aston, and Aston's tackled right in centre field. Good opportunity here for a kick. Cameron kicks it downfield. He wanted to sit up in the in-goal area. And, well. What has happened there? It is a try to North. Well, that wasn't good play there by the Tigers. They should have had that kick covered up. And against the run of play, a try to the North Devils. 22 points all. 22 points all. And we've got about 11 minutes left on the clock. Well, that, not for the first time. We saw something similar a couple of weeks ago against Wynnum, and this afternoon they've done it again here. The Tigers in not cleaning up an opposition kick. Should have been just take your medicine, get the dropouts, and once again, we're all tied up, and the sideline conversion to come through Joel Bailey, who struck them very well this afternoon. He'll go close to kicking this one. He'll back himself for kicking this one because he's been in terrific form with the boot, has Bailey. But how did that happen there from the Tigers' point of view there, Ethan?
I don't know. I guess that's the local knowledge of the Davies Park. Sorry, not the Davies Park. The Bishop Park contours. Corey Thompson perhaps thinking the ball's going to roll dead. Sat up. Unforgivable mistake. Really,
It is an unforgivable mistake, and not a good mistake. All right, let's have a look at him in front of the stand on the far side of the field. Here he goes, lining it up, Bailey. He knows how big the kick this is. The right footer. Hasn't missed one this afternoon. He's got 3 from 3. This by far his toughest assignment. There's a hush going over the crowd. He's taking his time with this one because it is a big kick. Moves in. Right boot strikes it. It's coming around and he's over. What a kick. Oh, we said just a moment ago how good a kicker he is, and there's an example of it. They've hit the front again here, the Devils, and they're up 24 points to 22. Well, what a finish we're in for. We're already in for a big finish. There's the Tigers now. Their turn to kick off. Anderson. Oh, big contact there. That's what we love about this game. These gladiators going head to head. And that certainly was a heavy contact there. Anderson and Grayeski just going bang against each other. Good line speed here by the Tigers. Norths working it out from their own line. From the kickoff. It's an interesting part of the field here, Ethan. I often think that it's a time for a hooker to take a kick here, even on tackle 3 or 4. Maybe have a crack. And that's exactly what Kurt Baptiste does. And instead it goes straight down the 3 to Corey Thompson. And Thompson looks to beat one, beat another, but he's brought down. Wasn't a good kick there in the end, but you can just tell I like to see hookers do that, from about that 40-metre line, particularly if there's a 40-20 on the offering, and that's exactly what Kurt Baptiste did on that occasion. The Tigers on the halfway line, trailing by 2, Norths in front, 24-22.
Yeah, what a finish to the match we've got on the cards here, Peter. Remember when we called the Ipswich Jets game a few weeks ago at Langlands Park? It was a similar sort of finish, and we're in for another cracker at the moment as we see East now pushing into Devils territory.
Yeah, they certainly are. Last tackle, though, and hey-ho, up she goes. There's the bomb. English is underneath it for the Devils. Lets it bounce. This could go anywhere. It comes out to hits his foot, McDonald, rather. And the knock on there by Thompson, who throws the ball away. Will he be penalised? No, I don't think he will be. Or he might be here. There's going to be a bit of a talking to.
Yeah, I think he's ruled time off there, Pete.
Yeah, after the ball was thrown away.
The ball was thrown away, yeah.
Probably doing the Tigers a favour by blowing time off there because they are the team trailing.
We've still got 8 minutes left on the clock.
Just got to drop on the ground, mate.
All right, 8 to go as time will be back on. 8 minutes left, still plenty of time.
One there.
Anderson.
Here, boys, come on.
Plays the ball to Baptiste. Question mark over the pass, but line ball. Here's a good run out of acting half by Galloway, who beats 1, beats 2. And making simple yardage up the middle here, Norths doing very well after getting the ball from the scrum. And that's Aston who's brought down. 28 metres out from the line, on tackle 4. Smith, Gibb, DeVuey looks to pass. He passed it into an East player and he's lost the ball. Surely he lost the ball there. And the referee says play on. And into the corner will go Brendan Gibb. Well, hang on a second. They score the try there, the North Devils. But there was certainly a pass thrown. It looked to be forward by DeVuey into the hands of a Tigers player. And for mine, as soon as that happens, that constitutes a knock-on by North. They got away with that one. Credit to them. They played to the whistle. A couple of the Tigers players stopped.
I've answered your question now.
Shane Newman having words with the ref.
They're right on the borderline of someone sitting down for dissent, okay?
He was about to blow his whistle there, was Butler. I've got no doubt about that he was about to blow his whistle, but I don't think he realised 4. And They let things go, and Brendan Gibbs scores the try. And they're back out to that 6-point lead here, the North Devils. And this is a massive conversion. It's basically the ball game. You would think here for North, Ethan, after they're up by 6.
Yeah, if he gets this one, they'll be 8 points in front. Of course, the Tigers will have to score twice inside the final 6 or so minutes. But just on that try, there was definitely a bobble of the ball in, I'm not sure whose hands it was actually. Was it Nimila Davui's hands?
It
out
was.
there in the centres? It was, yeah. It was definitely a bobble and definitely came into contact, I think, with
the
East
Tigers
defender.
player.
And as soon as that happens, it is, of course, a knock on. But the refs have seen it differently, as we see now. Joel Bailey line up the conversion to put the Devils out to an 8-point lead.
And here he comes, moves in. Right boot strikes it, and it's been waved away. No goal. Across the face of goal it goes. So it's a 6-point ball game. The Tigers are still alive in this one. We've already had one draw this weekend in the Intrust Super Cup. It came yesterday afternoon with East against North. There's 5 to go. I mean, today's East against North against it was Southend Ipswich. 20-all draw yesterday afternoon. Here's the short kick off, and it's not a bad kick either. And it's been beautifully taken there by Joel Bailey. Great take. North will go on the attack here.
Two there. Stand on. Hold. Go.
5 metres short of the halfway line on tackle 3.
Come on. Go.
And there's a good run there by Cleaver. He's up over the halfway. 40 metres out from the Tigers line. Anderson. Good run there, Scott Anderson. It's been stripped, has it? Knocked back. What's the referee rule? Knock on East. Knock on East and a penalty. Right in front. Back chat there by the Tigers. I must admit, he has lost the plot on occasions in the last couple of minutes, Chris Butler, but he probably got that one right. No other option here for North but to take the 2, you'd think, through Bailey, almost right in front, to win them the game here this afternoon with 4 minutes left. Well, after what we saw in the NRL last Monday night with Souths and the Roosters, anything can happen in this game, but I don't think so now. I don't think they can come back twice to win the game. The Tigers with about 4 minutes left on the clock. And they are going to take the 2 through Bailey. Good opportunity here for the North Devils to win the game after that penalty, and ill discipline there costing the Tigers, but you can understand them being frustrated after what's happened in the last couple of minutes, Ethan.
You can understand the frustration, but it still doesn't excuse any sort of back chat, especially with the game poised as it is. And to concede a penalty now, which will put the Devils out to that 8-point lead, I know the coaching staff won't be happy with that.
No, they certainly won't be. They'll go to 21 competition points and be 1 point behind the Tigers after a win this afternoon, should they get the job done. But let's see. Surely he won't miss from here for North's point of view. Bailey takes a couple of steps back, now goes forward. A right boot strikes it, and it's straight between the posts. So they're up by 8. They're up by 8. East have to get the ball back from a short kick-off, you would think. That's the only opportunity that they'll have to win the game. They need to get the ball back.
Stay behind.
They're going to go that same side again for a short kick-off. This one is a little bit deeper than before.
Back North.
But it has been knocked into a North player. And North have the football. So that'll just about be the ball game, you would think, here this afternoon.
2.
You'd have to think so, Pete. Just
Up now.
that's 3 minutes on the clock now.
Go.
And the Devils, I don't think, will do anything too adventurous in the next few plays. Just
Stand
simple
up,
one-out
mate.
carries, I'd expect, and then a kick to the sideline
Stand up.
on the back of that.
Most certainly. It's been a very entertaining contest here this afternoon. 30 points to 22. North in front of the East Tigers.
11 on the line.
This will be a very good win and a much-needed win by North. I've been very impressed by a couple of their Broncos players this afternoon. In particular, Kurt Baptiste and Dynamis Louis. They've been 2 of the best players for mine, Ethan, from a North's point of view. Who do you think from North has impressed you this afternoon?
I'd have to agree with those two, Pete, and also Dan Ogden at fullback. it's been safe as a house from what I can remember, and dangerous as always. And even coming into the late inclusion into the side, Galloway on the wing, he's been very involved as well.
He certainly has. I thought from an East point of view this afternoon, as the Tigers looking to do something in the last couple of minutes, and coming down the short side, they are through Halla. Well, Leon Panipa is sensational this afternoon, and if you asked me about 6 or 7 minutes ago, I would have said Corey Thompson, but he'll be not very happy with his last few minutes, particularly his actions leading into that try that got North back in the game after the East were leading by 4, of course.
Yeah, that's right. I think as Leon drifts across sideways and throws a one-handed pass over the top, called play on as Grajewski gets it out to Morris.
And Morris kicks downfield, probably his first or second kick ever in first grade. He kicks downfield. It goes out on the full, and Norths will win this one. Norths are up 30 points to 22. Well done to the North Devils.
And while we've got the chance, Pete, the next home game for the East Tigers, there is no match next week for them because of the split round, but they will be back at home against the Tweed Heads on August 5, and that will be a 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday afternoon. So look forward to having as many Tiger supporters along there at the ground to cheer them on as possible. That is their second last regular season home game of the season, so it'll be good to have as many Tigers fans there as we can.
And that is full time. You can hear the siren going in the background. The players had already started shaking hands. They weren't going to pack the scrum. And full time here at Bishop Park, Norths have defeated the East Tigers 30 points to 22. Well done to the North Devils through their coach Craig Hodges and the 17 players they had representing them this afternoon. Far too strong for the Tigers, who did hit the front with about 10 minutes left on the clock. But a couple of mistakes costing them in the end. But well done to Norths. 30 points to 22. They have defeated the East Tigers here this afternoon at Bishop Park. As Ethan James said, the next home game for the East Tigers will be on the 5th of August when they take on the Tweed Head Seagulls. But this afternoon it has been a big win for the North Devils, a win that they needed to take them to 21 competition points. And Ethan, just finally, East, they're on 22 points, and that makes that game against Tweed in a couple of weeks' time very important.
Yeah, the race for the top 5 final spots is starting to really heat up. There's a lot of competition for spots, 3, 4 and 5, with the Wynnum and Redcliffe probably certainly needs to make the playoffs. So it's becoming crunch time now. A few injuries in the backs, but you can see how the team responds. Yeah,
most certainly. All right, that's it for us on Tiger TV this afternoon. The full-time score, you can see it in the bottom of your screen there. The North Devils 30 have defeated the East Tigers 22. That's it from Tiger TV. Until next time, I'm Peter Basoldis, and on behalf of Ethan James and the entire Tiger TV crew, we bid you a very good evening from Bishop Park.